Hello, everyone. Hi, Anjali. You are the first joinee, and welcome to the class. We'll give everyone 5 minutes to join. Till then, can you please tell me in chat if my audio is clearly audible? Please type in yes if my audio is clearly audible. Thank you, Kashish. And is my screen visible? Any problems with that? Please type in a yes if my screen is clearly visible. Thank you. A quick question till everyone joins. Why do you think content writing is so important today? Like, is it really required? What do brands need it for? Can you quickly tell me in chat why do we need content writing in today's digital world? Can brands work without content? Only images, only videos. Why does a brand need content? What power does content have? Can you tell me quickly?
So the content describe what is about product or service.
Okay. So to describe a product and service, you need content. If you have bad content, can it do justice to your product and service?
No.
So good content is important, and not having bad content is equally important. Am I right? Which brands do you think are doing some really good content in terms of, say, blogs or copies or emails that you get or anything on social media? Which brands do you think are doing an amazing job at it? Come on. Type in chat. Zomato, Swiggy, amazing. Top of the list. Kashish, can you tell me what's so nice about the Shiksha website? Yes, Kashish, I've asked you to unmute. Okay. They tell about various colleges according to our choices. So they target their communication according to your requirements. So personalization in communication is equally important. I love the point. Okay, so to begin, let me tell you something about myself. I am Rashmit Pradhan, and I've worked for over 12 years in the field of content for a variety of brands across every niche that's imaginable. And I would love to share all my experience with you today. So let's get started. Please type in yes if you're excited for this class, and I'll tell you what we are all going to learn today. Let's start with these things. We'll first understand what is content writing in terms of digital content, in terms of content required by brands. And then we'll move on to writing blogs, writing website content, some basics of how to frame content for Google ad copies, how to make people click, how to use the power of content to make people click on emails, writing some wonderful Instagram descriptions, and then the hottest topic of the season, using AI and how to structure prompts in a way that you get the output you want so that you can use it for the brands you're working for. Okay, so this is all we are going to do today in this very, very power-packed session. So why is content writing so important? You have heard this, content is the king. Why? Let's answer these questions. Okay. So the first thing is that content has a lot of power to attract all your potential customers. Okay. It can engage people, it can talk with them, it can communicate your message to the buyers so that buyers understand why you are so unique, why you are perfect for their needs. And these buyers then come and buy your product. So it is all through content that you can convince them. Once you have these buyers, you can still communicate with them through content to nurture their leads again and again and again, to entice them to buy products again and again and again. If your consumers have a problem, it is through content that you can solve it for them. It is through content that you can respond to their queries, their feedbacks, their complaints. So content is very important there also. And whatever you want to communicate, be it your good qualities, be it your USP, be it anything related to your target audience, be it how you're solving a problem, all of that is communicated through content. So that is why content is the crux of any marketing activity. So what are the things that you need to take care of while writing for brands? Let's dive a bit into that. Can you read both these paragraphs which are there on the screen? I've taken them from the websites of Armani and the Soul Store. Quickly read them and tell me in chat what is the difference that you observe between both of these. Take a minute, just analyze them and quickly tell me why are these two content different from each other. Srishti is saying second one is attractive and entertaining. What do you think these brands are doing? Who are they targeting? Tell me who is Armani targeting and tell me which kind of niche is the Soul Store targeting. We learned about identifying target audiences in the last masterclass. So quickly tell me who is Armani targeting and who is the Soul Store targeting. Apurva, Anjali, Ayushi, Hina, come on, come on. Quickly tell me. Sukhmeet, Srishti, I need your replies quick. And you all are right. So Armani is targeting a target audience which is a bit more mature, a bit more aged, somewhere around, let's say, in their 40s, okay, late 30s, 40s, people who have, let's say, enough money to afford the products. Maybe people who are very rich in their late 20s also. While the Soul Store is targeting very young people, college going crowd, people who are into pop culture, people who love all those quirky and funny things. Just by analyzing the content that is used by these brands, you can understand their target audience, which means the content is catering perfectly to their target audience. So when you write for a brand, you need to keep in mind the tone of the content. If your tone is not exactly catering to the target audience of the brand, it is not going to hit the right spot. It is not going to convert customers. Okay. Once you have the tone right, you need to understand there are certain words which are used in each niche that you are writing for. Okay, there are some adjectives which are very frequently used, which can also tell you about the kind of niche you are writing for. So let's say in food industry, words like delicious, flavorsome, tasty, full of flavor, all of these words are used to increase the uh, chances of people liking these ads. Okay, these content describe the food in a very nice way. Look at that here. Heavenly Chinese from a wise monk's walk. Okay, magical flavors. It immediately creates a sense of something nice, yummy, warm, okay, delicious. Let's take another example. The vocabulary of automobile industry would include words like speedy, fast, flashy, great, expensive, big, sleek, advanced, fancy, stuff like this. And look at the ad copy there. Some of these words have actually been used in these ad copies. Yes. Let's take another example. Beauty and wellness industry. Soft, soothing, rejuvenating, relaxing, healthy. All these kind of words which describe the way these products want to be marketed. Look at the ad copy also. Brighter, smoother skin. Yes. So you need to keep in mind the vocabulary for each of these niches. You need to have a list of words that you can use when you're writing content for these niches. Let's do a fun activity. Okay. If you have a pen and paper in hand, or if you have your notepad, or anywhere you can write basically or type, write 5 adjectives you could use if you had to write a copy for a clothes brand. So now you are going to work for a clothes brand. You have to write a lot of copies for them, from blogs to emails to Google Ads. But before you do all of that, you need certain adjectives that you need to keep in mind. So can you quickly tell me 5 of these adjectives? You could think of anything related to clothes. Give me 5 adjectives that you could use for a clothes brand quickly. I've already got Shrishti's answer: comfortable, good quality. Kashish is saying elegant, classy. Apurva is saying stylish. Sushil is saying trendy. Yes, give me 5 adjectives quickly. Fashionable, trendy, cool, elegant, versatile, modern. Super, you have got a hang of it. Smart, affordable. Okay, interesting. You have got a hang of it. So when you're writing for any brand, for any company, there are certain things that you need to keep in mind. Your grammar has to be spot on. Okay. You cannot make grammatical mistakes when you're writing for big brands. You need to double check all your grammar, all your typing mistakes, because let's say you are going to write an email that is going to 10,000 people, or you're going to write for a hoarding that is going to be displayed in prominent locations across the country, and you make grammatical or typographical mistakes. Imagine how bad it is going to look for the brand on a public platform, and all the blame is going to come on you as a content writer. So no grammar mistakes, no typos should happen. Your content should also be readable. It shouldn't be very complex. It shouldn't be written in a way that people don't understand what you actually want to say. Okay, it should exactly target your target audience. It should be understandable by them. It should be readable by them. And then you have to take care of the word limit. When you write for Google Ads or when you write for a website, you only have a certain amount of space which you can utilize. And that is why you need to take care that you give out your message, you communicate everything that you want to within the word limit that you have. And never ever copy paste content, ever. No plagiarism. Okay. Try to get unique content, try to write stuff that is yours, that is creative, that is interesting. Okay. Never take stuff from here and copy paste it somewhere else, because in the digital world, it is going to be heavily penalized, not just by the search engines, if someone finds out, by the people also. Okay. So no plagiarism. Okay. Want to move ahead? Before we move ahead, Shrishti has a question. What about AI tools? Okay, so AI tools, I'll lead to that at in the last part of the session. The plagiarism, see, AI is not exactly plagiarism because it is generating its own content. Okay, these are Chat GPTs. What? It's a generative AI. It generates stuff. It does not just copy stuff from somewhere. So one is it's a generative thing, and second is you still need to think. It needs to be your original thought when you are using AI. It needs to have your ideas and your structure in place so that you can use the output. And I'll tell you how to do all of that. Okay, we'll lead to that. So just wait patiently for all your AI questions. Right now, let's focus on the traditionals. First is how to write a blog. When you are writing a blog, you want people to read it. But when will people read it? When they click on the link in a search engine, okay? Or if they like a title and they then move on to engage with the content. So what kinds of titles can you use to hook people, to attract people to then go and read your content? So there are a couple of these titles that you could use. Okay, I'm just generalizing here. So titles with numbers, question titles, resource guide titles, titles with power words. Let's understand each of these. So titles with numbers have worked amazingly well for me, and I've been using them since a long time. 6 tips to write a catchy blog post. 100 plus blog post titles. Things like this gives the reader an indication of the quantity of information which is there. So if someone just wants a short guide on something, they'll go for something that's like 5 tips, 10 tips, 10 tricks. But if someone is looking for something more intensive, they want more content, they want more options, okay, they look for 100 plus, 1000 plus. Okay. So the quantity of information that a content is giving can be communicated to the reader through titles with numbers. The next kind of titles are question titles. Should I start a blog? 11 big reasons why you should. Is blogging worth it? Or are you wasting your time? So these are the questions that people are actually asking. These are the questions that are there in their mind. Okay. So anytime you use a question title and it resonates with the questions which are in the mind of the reader, they're bound to click on the title and engage with your content. So question titles also work amazingly well. Then we have resource guide titles. The ultimate guide to blogging, the beginner's guide to blogging. What does a resource guide title do? It tells the reader the level of information that the content is providing. So if you are just a beginner, you are just researching something, just getting to know a topic, you will prefer the basic, the beginner, the starter to something. But if you are looking for information that's a bit more advanced, okay, you want more advanced tricks for making a PowerPoint presentation, you want more advanced tricks for talking to people, to making sales calls, to making designs, then you would look for titles which tell you something like the advanced guide, the ultimate guide, okay, the expert guide, something like that. So resource guide titles tell the level of information that a content is offering. And if your title is the level of information that a reader needs, then it's a good match for the reader. The next is titles with power words. They have also worked amazingly well for me over the years. What are power words? Words like profitable, guaranteed, wildly successful, outlandish. These words are like a hook in themselves. And when you use these words, they add an amazing impact on your titles. So if you use titles with power words, they are also a very good tactic to attract users. Okay, so we have discussed 4 types of titles. Now, again, let's have a fun activity. Quickly write one engaging title for a blog for a clothes brand. So this is the same clothes brand that you wrote your words for, your vocabulary, you have it in place. Now you want to write a blog for it. Okay, so give me one very nice engaging title that could attract someone like me as a reader to click and engage with the content. Take a minute, think on it, quickly type it in the chat. Vanshita is saying 10 best ways you can style your everyday clothes. Top 10 trendy fashion look of the month. Okay, quick. I need some more responses. Think. Think what you would click if you wanted to read a blog for a clothes brand. Raj is saying is really Gen Z go for pop and comfy wear. Hmm. Different ways to style yourself, says Apurva. Kashish writes trendy clothes in affordable price. Choose some topics like trendy summer wear that's going to be very comfortable this summer. Like look for seasons, look for festivals, look for tips on styling, things like those. Think of the content you would have to write for the blog as well. Cool. You're getting a hang of it. Very good. A little more practice, and you should be up to writing very, very interesting blog titles. Your titles are done, but then you have to actually sit down and work on the content. And how should that content be? So I have written a lot of blogs over the years, and this structure is something that I feel works very well, from my experience. Let me take you through this structure. So first there's an introduction where you introduce the topic. Then you put in some statistics and a high quality source. Okay, you hyperlink it. What are high quality sources? Let's say stats from Times of India, Harvard Business Review, or any of these popular websites which has more trust factor. Okay, so you include some links from that. Then once you have put in those credibility builders in your introduction, you start with a listicle. You have a main headline, a point headline, and elaboration of each point. Let me explain. So you have the main headline, the main topic of your blog. You put that in there. And after that, you have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. Now you can either have, let's say 10, 20, 30 different headings with one liners under each or two liners under each. Or you can have just 2 headings or 5 headings, but 100 words, 200 words under that. So the quantum of information under each listicle, the amount of points in each listicle may change. Okay. But overall, if it's a listicle, it works very well. Okay, I'll show you an example. Once your listicle is done, then you conclude the entire topic, summarize all your insights, and then you put in a nice CTA. Now, why is a CTA required? If a CTA is not there, CTA is call to action. If a call to action is not there, why are you even writing a blog? No point. Make people do something. Okay. It could be as simple as take them to read another blog of yours. Hey, you like this? Maybe you could like some other content I've written. Take them there. If you're selling a product, take them to the product listing. If you're selling a service, take them to a service listing. Okay. Do something with the attention that you have got from the person who's reading your blog. So that's your conclusion part. Now I'll show you an example. Okay.
Sir,
I had written this blog.
excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what's the meaning of stats with source in the introduction part?
Which one? Can you tell me again?
The
It's with
second point
hyperlink.
is introduction, stats with source.
I'll tell you. Okay. In the example that I'm going to show you right now. So this is a blog that I had written, and this was ranking 1 on Google. Content is one part of it. Obviously, a lot of SEO was done, but let's analyze the core content part. Okay. First is the number heading. Okay, I used a very simple number heading. It worked very well. After that, you see the paragraph, that is the introduction. Okay, so I've nicely introduced the entire topic here. After that, you can see that according to this recent survey of 15 industries around the globe, 47% of CEOs have been asked by their board of directors, blah, 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 blah. So this survey, this number, 15 industries, 47% of CEOs, these are all stats. Okay. And they have been taken from Harvard Business Review, which I've linked to the word survey. So this is what I mean. This is building credibility. That thing I'm going to say after this is all credible because I've used credible resources. I've done my research right. Okay. I have got my stats from a place that you can trust, that has a big name in the world of content, that has a lot of trustworthiness. Okay. So you use those numbers, you use those stats, and you link them to the source that you have taken them from. Okay. Ideally, this source should be a high authority source. Clear? Doubt solved?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So numbered headline, introduction, stats, hyperlinks. Your introduction is done. Okay. Then we move on to the listicle. Main headline, importance of digital transformation for business. Okay. Then point headlines, 1, 2, 3. And inside each of these point headlines is a elaboration of that particular point. Now, this structure works very well for 1, Google, 2, for people. I'll explain how. So if Google is going through this, okay, it wants to know what part of content to show to the people who are searching for this. So if a user types in, he tell me the importance of digital transformation for a business today. Okay, what Google will do is Google will pick up just the point headlines. Hey, here's the importance of digital transformation of business 1, 2, 3 as a snippet. Okay, rapidly changing pace of digital technology, evolving customer expectations, staying ahead of competition, 4, 5, 6, whatever. If someone asks Google, can you tell me what is the rapidly changing pace of digital technology, or what are the customer expectations from a business today? What Google will do is just pick up, let's say, that point number 2 and its elaboration, and that is all it will show to the user as a structured snippet on top. So Google also understands what part of content to pick up if your content is put in this nice listicle. in terms of users, if you go and read this blog, it is very easy to digest. You'll understand, okay, this is the rapidly changing pace of digital technology point. This is its explanation, very easy to understand. Okay. I'm checking on mobile, I'm just reading while I'm going. It's very easy to read through it. It's very easy to see the chunks of content which are there in place and just, skim through it, understand or interact with content that I'm interested in. Very easy to do for a user. Okay. And that is also why long paragraphs versus listicles. Okay, two things will compare. So long paragraphs uh, are very difficult to read and to understand and to grasp on a digital platform as small as a mobile, but this chunked content works very well there. So use a listicle if you can. Once your listicle is done, you have a nice conclusion. Okay, so this is the conclusion that I have. And after that, I gave in a nice CTA. Hey, we are doing this, and we have helped so many companies do this. And so you should get in touch with us. Okay, and that get in touch leads us to the contact page. So this is how the entire blog is structured, worked very well. And this is just one example. I've done this many, many times over a lot of blogs, and it really works well. I have here some tools for you. Okay. Grammarly is very popular. I'm sure a lot of you must have it. But if you don't, please use Grammarly to check your content, to check the grammar, to check the typos. It's very useful and it's absolutely essential. I use it as a part of my daily workflow, and you should too. The next tool is Readable. Again, a very nice free tool. It tells you if your content is readable by the people, like what is the tonality of it, why is it difficult to read, can you make it simpler, all of those things. It's a nice readability level checker, and you can just test it out if you want to. It's really good. And that leads us to the assignment that you don't have to do right now, but you'll have to do it in the coming days. So I want you to write a blog. I will give you each an individual blog topic, pretty interesting ones. So I'll give you those blog topics and you follow this structure and give me an amazing blog to give my feedback on. Okay. So by tomorrow, you will each get a topic individually. Okay, all different. And I promise to give you feedback on each of these. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt which is already included in the assignment. Of
Tell
how
me.
many words should a blog be?
How many words would you like to read if you had to, let's say, write a random blog, if you were going through a mobile? Do you like a very long academic essay? No.
No,
Okay. Do you like a very short content, like let's say an Instagram description? No.
no.
So let's say an ideal blog, okay, if you want. Okay,
Much.
blogs are written for many purposes. Okay, so word limit changes. Okay, let's say you're writing a very, very detailed blog for an SEO. It can go up to 3,000 words, 5,000 words, 6,000 words. Okay, we are not doing that much. Ideally, take around 750 to 1,000 words as your limit, and you can write wonderful pieces of content within that. Okay, 750 to 1,000.
Okay.
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 Thanks for bringing this up. I'm sure others would have faced this doubt when they started writing about it. So thank you. Okay, let's move forward. Cool. Let's begin with website content. So there are certain things that you need to have ideally before you start writing content for a website. So one is keywords. If you have a digital marketer in your team, that person will give you these keywords. If you want to look for them yourself, you can do your own keyword research and shortlist a few keywords based on the niche your website is on. Okay, so get those keywords in place. They will help you frame your content around those, and you won't have to, change your content again when the SEO process is happening. Okay, so try to have keywords in place. And the next thing is the layout of the website, how the website is going to look. So when you have a layout or a wireframe in front of you, you know exactly how many words you can write to fill in the space that's there. Okay, so I know there's a banner. I know there's a photo after that, and on the right of the photo, I have some space for, let's say, around 150, 200 words. Then I have 4 photos coming up, and after that I have another like 150, 200 word space to write content on. I know what kind of points to put in there. Yeah, so having a layout is helpful for writing content for any of the websites you're working on. So keywords and layout, two things very important. So let's dive into how writing actually works. Okay, one is use the words that your users use. Do not use jargons or very complex words. People need to understand what you want to say to them. Okay, look at these examples. Which one do you think is good enough to be included on a website? First or second? Quickly tell me in chat. The correct answer is second one. Both of these say the same thing. Agreed? Okay. But the second one does not include the technical word SEO. So it is understandable even by someone who does not know digital marketing. Okay? It is very clearly understandable. So SEO is also understandable, but again, it would exclude people who don't know the full form of SEO or what it actually does. Okay. But the second copy tells people very clearly, very nicely, very sweetly what your service is going to be. So second one is something that people use, more people would understand, and that means your communication would reach more people. Okay. The next is to chunk your content. We are not writing academic essays on websites. Okay. So chunk your content into small pieces, make it very attractive, make it very graspable, make it very understandable. Okay. The next is top load important information. Let's see how an information cone works. Okay. So suppose you want to organize a conference for your college, and you want to get people from everywhere to register and to just come in for the conference. So your important information on top would be a more general one, like, okay, this is the name of the conference, and it is going to be for this purpose. Okay, this is the main topic. Now the person who is interested will scroll a bit below. Person who is not interested will go out. Okay, they like the name, they like the topic, then they want to know, okay, who are the speakers at this conference. You give them those details. Now they're more interested. Okay, these seem like good speakers, I would love to listen to them. Then they would get more deeper into your content, and you can give them things like registration details, dates, time of the event. Yeah, so general information, moving on to some more specific, and then moving on to some very specific information. So if you load your content like that, the conversion you'll get when someone clicks on the form or someone fills the form or someone contacts you is going to be better. The lead is going to be of a higher quality. The person who is going to register is going to be more interested. Okay, because you have already filtered them down through content. The next one, use short and simple sentences. Read both of these paragraphs. Okay, see which one is easier to understand. Tell me in the chat. First one or second one? Second, all agree? Second, yes. It's very simple, it's chunked nicely, it's short, easy to understand. No doubt about it. Use clear headings and subheadings. Okay. Compare products. Explore the Fitbit app. Join the community. 3 words, 2 words, 4 words. That's all. Very clear headings. Okay. And subheadings are equally simple, equally clear. Okay. And they put the point across very nicely. And you should not forget to use the brand tone. This is the first thing that we learned today. A brand tone is very important for any content that you put out, be it brochures, be it hoardings, emails, Google ad copies, Instagram, Facebook, anything. Okay, the brand tone needs to be consistent across all the collaterals that you write, which includes the website. Let's move on to activity 3. So this is a screenshot from a website of a hotel. And there's this nice space here, host your next event. Okay, there's a nice box under it. Looking at it, I would say it has a word limit of around 100 words. Quickly write down what you would write here to tell a user about the features, the food, or whatever that would, something that would entice them to host their next event here. Okay, take a minute or two, think about it, quickly type something out in the chat and send it to me. This is copy for a UI for a website that wants people to come and host their events. Still thinking? Quick, give me something and I'll give you some nice feedback. We have Raj's response, and Raj writes, birthday, anniversary, retirement, or any special day? Oh, don't worry. We are always ready to host your special day. Taj, I think it could be a bit more fleshed out, and I'll explain this in a bit. Just give me a few more minutes, and I'll take you through how it can be better. Shrishti, nice one. A dinner to make your day memorable with over 100 outlets in all over India and 4.5-star rating on Make My Trip. See what is best here. Delicious food, good service. Okay. We need a bit more grammatical clarity here. Okay. So you need to work a bit more on that. But otherwise, the things I like about this is you have mentioned the number of outlets, you have mentioned a credibility builder here, and you have mentioned two USPs, which are good food, delicious food, and good service. So those are the plus points. Shaman says delicious food that takes your taste buds on an adventure. It only talks about food. We want to talk about an entire event. So again, this needs to be a bit more fleshed out, and you have a lot of word limit. So use that a bit better. Nandini, hi. She's writing elevate your gathering to extraordinary heights with a seamless and customizable event hosting services. This is nice, but still very generic. It doesn't, this is something, can't help me decide whether you are the right fit for me. What are you offering exactly? What do you have? What is differentiating you? I have no idea. So it needs to pinpoint a bit more. What I'm going to do now is I'll show you what content was here. Apurva, I'll get back to your reply also. But before that, just let me put on screen what was actually here so you'll understand why it worked. Can you read this? Take a minute, just go through it. Then we'll analyze it. So they have mentioned the kind of events they hold: private parties, corporate and press events, weddings, and other celebrations. Then they have mentioned the capacity that their venue has, which is you can host from 5 to 500. Okay, that is the capacity. Then they have mentioned the kind of spaces they have. They have how many? 4 event spaces. Okay. And you can either book each of them or all of them or as per your requirement, multiple of them. Okay. Then they are also talking about food, which is also, they have specifically mentioned what they have. So in all, they are mentioning, a lot of facts which will help an end user make a decision, okay, to engage with this content, to engage with this restaurant, or to just click on learn more and read more content about it, see more visuals about it, okay, to bring them closer to buying or to getting their event hosted at this place. Yeah. So these are the things that you can keep in mind. You have a limited space, but still you can put in a lot of information for people to make the decision. Any doubts still here? You can quickly ask me your doubts if you have any. Because after that, we move on to Google Ads. Okay.
So
Yes, tell me, Apurva.
can we summarize website writing like writing a content for a website? A bit like that.
Can you repeat your question, please?
Can we summarize website writing as writing content for a website just to promote that website, or as like describing the website?
No. Website writing is the content that goes on the website. It does not, what does it do is it promotes the product, the company, the service, okay, that you want to showcase. So when you go on Apple's website, what does it tell you? It tells you about particular products. It tells you about iPhone 15. It tells you about their AirPods. It tells you about Apple Pencil. It tells you about the latest software. So the content, website content writing is content that promotes your products on your website. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on, Google Ads. Very interesting. You all may not get to write Google Ads, but if you do, just enjoy the process, okay? Because Google Ads are very interesting. There's this tool called Karuya. It's a free tool. Inside that, if you can see final URL, headline 1, headline 2, headline 3, description 1, description 2. These are all the fields that you have to fill in for a Google ad. And when you type in these things here, on the right, the tool gives you an image of how your ad would look. So whenever you want to experiment with Google Ad copies, you can always go to this tool and fill in all the content that you want to on the left and look at how wonderful your Google Ad would look on the right. This is an interesting tool. Just note its name down if you want to go and check it out. So Google has a couple of segments, okay? Headlines and descriptions. So what do headlines need? Headline needs words which are very catchy. Okay. These words have to be such that they can attract the user to read the descriptions. These words have to be something which the user is using while searching for a service that they're looking for. Okay. So once you have caught the attention of the reader with the headline, you move on to the descriptions. In the descriptions, you can describe how your product is going to benefit someone. Why is it special? Why is it so unique? And then you can move on to talk about something more, some incentive, some discount, some added feature that will entice people to click. Okay, give them a nice call to action. So headlines attract readers' attention, force them to read the descriptions. The descriptions tell the benefits and force people to click to reach your landing page where you have other content waiting to engage people. Okay. So let's understand some nice tips and tricks for writing these ads. The first one I have here, okay, from my experience is you need to mirror users' objectives. Look at this ad copy. Caravana wants to buy your car and we'll pick it up. Caravana.com. Okay. So they want to tell us that you want to sell a car. We are ready. We are ready to buy it from you. Okay. And don't worry, we'll pick it from you. Look at the description. Just enter your VIN or license plate to get a real offer. Then we'll come to you, get a check on the spot or credit towards one of our 10,000 plus cars, all credit cards accepted, 4.8 star. So first they're telling me that, hey, it's a simple process, no hassle for you, okay, no headache. You just enter your license plate or VIN number, you get an offer, and then we come to you. Okay, we offer you money on the spot as well. Then they are also adding some more incentives. We have 10,000 plus cars, all credit accepted. We have a high review, okay, 4.8 star review. And we won't bargain with you. We'll give you a fixed price, a nice price for all of it. Okay. So these are all the incentives they're offering. What they're doing in this entire ad copy, they are telling the user that this is what you want, correct? Okay, we are giving it to you. Okay? They're mirroring users' objective. Then again, numbers, very important role they play, very attractive they look. 80% off, 46% off, flat 20% off. We have all seen this. And these numbers immediately grab our attention, get us to read the ad copy. This is interesting. Okay, this next one. Use emotional triggers. Read the ad copy first. Boston laser liposuction. Now, they have written this, restore the natural contours of your body to bring out your best self. They could have written it in a very crass way. If you're fat, we'll do your liposuction. You'll be thin. But that is not going to attract people. It might even be offensive to some. What they have done is they have used very, very nice emotional language. Restore the natural contours of your body to bring out your best self. Minimally invasive, more affordable than ever. Total body transformation, power word. 50 plus number, locations nationwide, credibility builder. Free consultations, oh, nice incentive. New Marlboro location, okay, another incentive. So they have used very nice emotional triggers to play with someone's emotions. Okay. Saying it very crassly, but that's so they are using emotions to help connect with the users. Then use conversion words. Conversion words, power words work amazingly well. You guarantee something, okay? And people are bound to notice it. So if you go on Google and type in a list of power words, a list of conversion words, you'll get hundreds of them. Just go and look, okay? And use those words. Your copies across all collaterals will improve if you use them. And do not forget keywords. Your digital marketer will kill you if you do that. Look at these. Make my trip, brand keyword, holiday, offer, best deals, discounts, travel, hotel, all of these locations like Nainital, Mussoorie, Shimla, all of these are keywords. And these keywords have been incorporated in these ad copies to reflect the user's intent. If people want to look for discounts, this ad copy can show up. If people want to look for discounts for visiting Nainital, Mussoorie, Shimla, they can look at this ad copy. So keywords are very important factor. They are not the only factor that helps Google Ads rank, but they are a very important factor to keep in mind while writing Google Ads. Okay, they play a very big role. You want to try your own ad copy? Yeah. Just take 5 minutes. Think. You are working for the same clothes brand. You want to sell a new t-shirt that you have launched. Quickly write a Google ad copy. Write some headlines if you want. Give me a nice description if you want. Yeah. Just put your thinking cap on. Write something. Send it to me on the chat. Take a few minutes. Apurva, good work. Top 10 designer t-shirts for girls to try this summer. Elevate your closet with trendy designs and quality fabrics. Shop now. Palak is saying elevate your style with trendy tees. Okay. Nice, nice. Super comfy and affordable, high quality fabrics, unique design, good incentives. Okay, shop now for latest fashion trends. Raj is saying discover Gen Z collection from finest quality clothing that fits your style. Shop now, stock your wardrobe with summer pop and trendy wear. Mhm. Hey, Vanshita mentioned get 20% off. Good numbers. You have also used urgency. Hurry up, offer ends soon. I like that. Hey, Shobha, good work. I love the breaks you have given inside your ad. Upgrade your wardrobe with stylish t-shirts. Break, explore our collection today. Break, comfortable and fashionable designs. Break, easy online ordering. Break. Shop now. Wonderful. You get 10 on 10. Ashutosh, good work. Nandini says fashion forward. Dive into our exclusive t-shirt collection. Elevate your look with premium style. We need a bit more here. We need some more incentive. We need some numbers. We need some nice catchy headline also. But good try. Cool. Enjoy the tool if you want to. Okay. Whenever you get time over the weekend, just go to the tool, check it out. Yeah, have some fun. And if you get to write some Google ad copy someday, I'm sure you'll remember this class. Let's move on to emails. Okay. Emails are a critical part of campaigning. And there are some things that we need to keep in mind while we are writing emails for all these big brands. One is keep them short. Again, they are not academic essays. You wouldn't like to read very, very long emails. In fact, you hardly even open emails which are promotional in nature. Okay. You just skip through a lot of them. So keep them short, keep them simple, and personalize. See, emails require personalization by nature. The more a person feels that this email is written exactly for me, the more chances you have of the person engaging with the content. Okay, so personalize emails as much as possible because you're sending it in a person's inbox to an individual person. Okay. So try to customize it, personalize it in any way you can. There are two main categories of emails that these brands send. Okay. One are the transactional emails and one are the promotional emails. Transactional emails are those that have very concise, clear, up to the point information that's essential for a user to know. Okay, for example, a bank would send you an email saying that your loan amount is due and you need to pay up by this date. Okay, essential email, transactional email. The same bank could send you an email saying, hey, we have a credit card on offer that gives you tons of benefits. Okay. So again, that's not essential information for you, but it's a promotion the brand wants to do so that you can get engaged with more of their products. So two main categories. Now the thing with emails is just like blogs, your emails need to have very, very powerful subject lines. It's a subject line that helps people decide whether they want to open your email and engage with the content. Okay. So if you are writing transactional emails, your subject lines have to be very clear about the information they're providing. Otherwise, you have a chance of people missing out. And this is essential information. Remember, you don't want people missing out on this. So payment for train booking ID transaction has failed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So your booking has failed and this information is very essential. New bill from Adani Electricity, pay now on Google Pay. Email account statement for FDFC bank account. See, these subject lines tell a user very clearly what the content is going to be, and the user can immediately decide that, hey, this is essential for me to know. I need to open the email. So subject lines for transactional email always have to be direct, to the point, no fluff, no masti. Okay. Look at these transaction emails. They're concise, they're clear, and only have the relevant details. Okay. Go through these copies. First one is saying how to log into Spotify. So it's giving those information in a step. They have given a nice button. Okay, they have told us that the link is valid only for 4 hours. The next email by Lenscard is saying order shipped. Again, very short, clear, concise statement. Order shipped. Okay, you have shipped your order ID is this, and it's expected to reach you on this date. Okay, track your order, 1 CTA, clear. Though transactional emails, concise, clear, only relevant details, no marketing fluff, no promotion. On the other hand, subject lines for promotional emails have to be such that people are willing to click on them in spite of not requiring that information. Delicious offers are on the card. Stay safe while we keep you entertained. Okay. There are better examples. There are a lot better examples out there. And you can also check your inbox to see the promotional tab in your Gmail and see Swiggy and Zomato and Book My Show and whatnot sending you wonderful emails. Okay, just after this class, go to our inbox and check out these emails. And just analyze the content part of it. Okay, look at it from that perspective. What kind of content are they putting in there? Why does it seem so attractive? Is it the colors? Is it the design? Is it the words? Okay, are they using power words? Are they using numbers? Are they using emojis? Okay, look at all those emails in terms of content from that perspective. Okay, analyze them a bit. Also, look at this Z5 email. Can you see there's a comma at the beginning, and then this premium show has been made free for you as well. So this is a classic mistake. Okay, the person has either forgotten to write something before, or some automation didn't work, or whatever the case may be. But imagine this email going with this subject line to 10,000, 20,000 people that are the target audience. How bad it looks. So you as a content writer has to be very careful about grammatical mistakes, about typos, okay, about things that do not look good. So test your emails, check for mistakes, proofread them, and then send it across. And I cannot stress enough on the fact that how important it is to do that. So promotional emails have to be personalized, because no one likes to read impersonal emails. They're emails after all. Okay, personalize them, make them insightful, give some information. Even though it's not required, give them some nice information. Okay. Ki, hey, you opened the email and we don't want you to regret it. You will get something out of it. It could be a discount, it could be information about a new product launch. Give them some nice information. Okay, make it attractive. Okay, it can be through design, it can be through words. Look at both these emails which are there. Both of them are good examples. One is Swiggy, which has a nice copy. Looking for an offer, you don't have to look very far. Interactive GIF, good design. Okay, and the copy under that is also really good. On the right is just a text email, but again, the copy is really fun. Okay, I just want to let you know that we have recently deployed a new writing algorithm, which is a big update. So it's giving you some information, and it's enticing you to try out their service again. Okay. So both of them are good examples of promotional emails. And these emails have to be action oriented, which means give users something to do. Okay, don't waste your email marketing spends. The Swiggy one has a button, the AI writer one has a link. It's taking people somewhere. It's taking people on their platform. It is making people do something on your platform. So always have those CTAs included in your email. Okay, make them action oriented for the people. Give them information and then give them something to do. Clear? This takes us to activity 4. Your clothes brand have just launched this t-shirt, and what you have to do is write a subject line. I don't want you to write the email, just write a nice catchy subject line that will make you, if you're the reader, it will make you click and open the email. You can look at your inbox for inspiration. Just a tip. Okay, quickly write it in the chat. The image on the right, that is the t-shirt that has been launched. And you can write wonderful things. You can look at the graphics, you can look at the copy, you can look at the vibe, you can look at the experience it would provide, or places that people can wear it to, or events that people can wear it to. Just think what would be a good email copy. Try to personalize it for users. It's just not any t-shirt. Talk about the features of this t-shirt. Okay, related to the copy on the t-shirt somehow. Vanshita, you have written, is this graphic t-shirt not yours yet? Again, this could be for any generic t-shirt. Why should I open this email? Graphic t-shirt could be any t-shirt. Why is this travel related t-shirt useful for me? Think. Okay. One more thing. Shrishti, your subject is good, but again, one thing you need to keep in mind, and this is for all of you, is subject lines have a word limit. Okay, it can't be too long. And Shrishti, your subject line is too long, which means I would get to read only a first few words in the inbox. So try to like make it 4-5 words, 6 max. Okay, don't go beyond that. Nandini, you have written, let's hit the road to our website. Panda is waiting. Very cryptic, and it might entice me to click on it. But think of it this way, if you're talked about travel, adventure, a perfect costume for an adventure with your loved one, with your friend, something related to taking maybe road trips or hiking, stuff like that, it would entice me as a travel bug to click on it more than a panda waiting for me on the website. Get my point? A panda waiting is just not enticing enough for me to go to the website. Okay, Apurva has written, grab this cute animated and cozy t-shirt for a travel journey this vacation. Again, too long. Shorten it, shorten it, shorten it. Raj, again, too long. Enticing, but too long. Palak, I like your incentive that if you need something like quirky to wear on your next trip, if you don't want to wear your usual clothes, we have got something for you. Shrishti, you're saying, hey, wanna go out with that borderline flirty and very, very enticing to click for people uh, who are in the target audience. Yeah, it could work, I guess. It could work really well. It's a nice play on words. It's a nice play on the t-shirt. You get 10 on 10 for this. Okay, keep thinking, keep practicing. There are a lot of emails for you to write in your career. Whatever career you choose, emails are not going to leave you. You'll have to write emails for your resumes, emails for applications, emails for this and that. So if you ever get a chance to write for brands, this is how you go about it. The next time you see emails in your inbox, try to analyze them. It's really fun. And for us, let's move on to another hot topic: how to write Instagram descriptions. Drum rolls, please. This is a section that a lot of us can find useful. We may or may not work for brands, but we still love to write captions for our own posts, right? Let's move on to this. One of the most frequently asked questions is, how long should I keep my description or how short it should be? Okay, this is what I have been asked multiple times in the span of my career. And my answer is this: you can keep it long or you can keep it short. It doesn't matter. What matters is that your description caters to your brand tone. If you work for someone like Humans of Bombay or Humans of New York, their entire brand is built around stories. And that is why long captions work for them, because people are actually going there to read those stories, to understand the emotion, to connect with these inspiring people who are out there. But if you're working for a brand like Coca-Cola, they've kept it really short, and that also works for them. Goodbye tan lines, hello spring break, works for them. Yeah, it's short, it's to the point, but it's still very catchy. So it can be long, it can be short, doesn't make a difference. What is important is that it caters to your brand tone. Okay. The next is write important stuff first. That's important because this more button that you see, yeah, it hides the rest of your description. It happens a lot of times across a lot of social media platforms. So whatever you want to tell people, something that's very essential, keep it on the top in the first few words of your description, and then you move on to whatever else you want to write about. Include a call to action. You have seen this many times over the years. Double tap if you find this funny. Share your story in the comments. See, what this does is, this is one way to increase engagement. And engagement is the gold mine for social media. So if people interact with your post in some way or the other, we'll see more ways to get them to interact in future slides. But if you get people to share your post, to talk about it, to comment on it, to like it, those interactions are very important for a brand. So include a call to action in your description. Very important. Another way to increase engagement is to ask a question. Look at these two descriptions that I've put up on screen. They are asking questions, and people who want to answer these questions will put them in the comments, which will increase engagement. How are you finding your belief today? All you need for a weekend getaway, where would you go? Question mark. Okay. People would comment the places they wish to go to. Again, all it does is just increase engagement. There's no other purpose to it. Then, if you want to lead people somewhere else, if you want to take them to a landing page, to your product page, to your website, to your blog, tell people to go to your bio. There's a link there. That's the only place you can put links. Ideally, I mean, for a personal account. So you take people to your profile page, and inside your bio, you put a link. People click on that link and they reach the destination that you want people to go to. Okay. So to direct people from here to there, you can put a nice direction board inside your description. Another way to increase engagement, invite people to tag their friends. Okay. You want to do this, you like this, you like that. You want someone to know that you have engaged with this post, tag them here. Okay. It's Scrabble Day, tag some friends you'd like to play with. Again, memories, friends, games, what's not to like about it. Okay. If I want to play with my friend, I'll tag my friend. Planning for a looks escape with your bestie. Tag your travel partner in crime. Again, tagging means the post is going to share with that person likes it, that person is going to tag other people, those people are going to like it. Again, increases engagement over and over and over. Another question that I have been asked multiple times: how many hashtags should we include? Okay, my answer is this: you can use hashtags, but not a lot. Okay, only use the ones which are relevant to your niche, to your product, to your service, to the creative. Okay. You also have a new feature now. Topics are coming up. You can use these topics instead of hashtags. You can categorize your reels based on these topics. They're just another form of hashtag without the hashtag, basically, the symbol. So you can use topics or you can use hashtags. Now, you can use hashtags in two ways. Okay, one is you can include it inside your content. You're writing a description, you use the hashtag as a normal word that people just read through. Or you can finish your description, and under that, you can include all your 10, 20, 30 hashtags that you want to put in. Okay. So if you can include it in the description, well and fine. If you think you need some more, just put them below. Let your description be independent of it and let your description flow nicely. Okay. But do not use a lot of hashtags. Okay. Use only the ones which are, again, relevant to your post, to your creative, to your brand. Clear?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, does using trendy hashtags increases the engagement?
Using trendy hashtags increases the engagement, provided those hashtags are relevant to your post, to your brand, to your product. If you use irrelevant hashtags which are just trending, it's not going to help your product. If your product is about, let's say, pani puri, and you use hashtags gulab jamun, it's not going to work. Just a random example. Okay. So they have to be related to your product. If that's the case, it works very well.
Okay.
The next is this: use emojis. Social media is not a serious platform. So why should your content be serious? Use those nice emojis. You have the ability to add them on every device now. Use them. It adds more interactive element to it. It looks visually appealing. It just looks nice to read. It catches your attention. Yeah. Use emojis across all your social media descriptions. And this is the point where you need to take care that your description complements your creatives. Same example, if your creative is about pani puri, you can't write about gulab jamun. So your description has to be relevant to your post, your product, whatever's in the creative. Okay, this is basic, but It's important. People do miss it. Want to put your thinking caps on again? Another activity. I mean, I love doing activities and I want you on your toes too, because we are all here to learn and you'll have to write all this when you actually work for marketing agencies. So why not just start now? Write an Instagram description for this particular post. Okay, this is a post for your t-shirt brand that showcases multiple t-shirts in different colors, and this post is going to go up. It has nothing fancy going on about it, but it's on you as a content writer to write some good content to increase engagement for this post. So take a couple of minutes, think, and write something for me in the chat. Hey Gungun, I really like your Instagram description. Upgrade your look one tea at a time. Nice, short, sweet, and creative at the same time. Shobha is saying, step up your style game with the latest collection of full sleeve t-shirts. From classic designs to trendy patterns, we have got you covered. Get yours now and elevate your look. This is nice. It describes the t-shirt and it could work. But you can have more fun. Trishti is saying, wanna look trendy on your next trip? Shop now with our latest collections. You have linked it with a lifestyle problem of people wanting to have a new look on their next trip, which is nice, and that's the way to go about. Very good. Happy with it. Cool, cool, cool. We have the last hottest topic of the season, and that is AI. You all know the basics. You have gone to ChatGPT, put in your responses, you have got some outputs, and you have used it in a lot of places. Okay. But what I'm going to do today is just to take you through some tips that I use, and how you can, analyze prompts professionally for using it in a professional workflow. Okay. So just go through with it. It's okay if you don't actually grasp all of it. It is just some things that can help you analyze how you can write prompts according to your requirements in future. Yeah, let's get started. So there are a couple of steps for prompt engineering. Okay, all prompts contain a clearly defined goal, okay, or an objective that states what the AI is expected to produce for you. Okay, you have a goal in your mind that you want a brand tagline, you want an email copy, you want a WhatsApp message. Okay, so your goal has to be clear about what you want. That is the goal you give the AI, and that is the output that AI gives you back. Okay, you can specify the format, the target audience, or even the tone of content that you want to use. Once you have that goal clear and you are ready to communicate to the AI, do that. Follow it with setting the context. Okay, so providing background information and any other context that relevant to the topic helps the AI model to better understand the output you want, enabling the model to generate more relevant and accurate responses. Okay, the more background information you give, the more it understands about what kind of things to process, what kind of research to do, what kind of data to bring in, and what kind of data to give you. Okay, so give it some nice context. The next step is to provide some examples and some guidance. Okay, you are a person who has to steer the boat in a river. AI is a lot of things. It can do a lot of things. But what do you want it to do at this particular moment with this particular prompt is something you need to tell it. Okay. So including examples in prompt gives the AI model a template for how it should generate the desired content. This is especially helpful when you want the AI to follow a particular structure or adhere to a specific guideline. I'll show you all of these, okay, in examples. And then iterating and defining. Prompt engineering is like any form of communication. It's an iterative approach. You need to test different variations of the prompt. Okay, if you write it in this way, what does it give? If you write it in that way, what output does it give? Okay, then whatever output is coming, you evaluate that, evaluate the content that it brings, and then you refine your prompt. Okay, this is not I want, this is something different. I want something different. So what changes could I make in the prompt that will help the AI give me a better result? Okay, so you iterate, you think on what you can make better, you refine your prompt so that it ultimately meets your goal and objective. Okay, so these are the steps that you need to keep in mind for getting the proper output. Let's understand the anatomy of a prompt. Okay, let's start with instruction. So the instruction portion outlines the task you want the AI to perform. It provides a clear and a concise description of the desired action. Okay, if you want it to summarize something, if you want it to extract data, translate something into another language, make a table, or to classify it, okay, what kind of thing do you need it to do? Okay, the clarity and the specificity of the instructions are very crucial. Okay, they directly impact the relevance and the accuracy of the AI generated content. So after instruction comes your context. This is the background. Okay, if you give it more context, it helps the AI model to grasp the background information of the subject, and it gives you a better result because it knows that out of 10 different things you want it to be related to this particular thing, to this particular event, to this particular niche. By establishing context, users can guide AI models to generate content that's contextually appropriate. Okay, you can give it some parameters and can tell it to adhere to those parameters. So I start with the prompt here, that gives a bit of context. I need to write a blog post about the best CRM platform for small businesses and startups. Now, it's not for big businesses. It's not for very big brands. It's for small businesses. Okay? So I'm giving that as a context to it. The next is input data. Input data refers to the actual content or information that AI model will process and use to generate the output. In some cases, this may be a piece of text that the AI should summarize or analyze. So you take a chunk of text from somewhere or something you have written, and you give it to it. Hey, take this text and shorten it for me. Make it casual, make it formal, make it quirky. So you give that text to it. So this is the input that you give. Providing accurate and relevant data is very critical. If you provided false data, if you provided data that's not very good, the output is not going to be very good. So think about the kind of data that is accurate enough for you to give to the AI so it gives you a proper response. Okay, so your input data is very critical. When we work for brands, what we do is, let's say we want to write brochure content, we give it some sample. Okay, this is what we have written previously, and this is what we want you to follow in terms of structure, in terms of the kind of content, in terms of the format. You follow this and you give us an output for this brand. Okay, that is how we use it in our agency, like almost with every new client. And output indicators. So output indicators help define the format, the structure, the presentation of AI generated content. Okay, they can include explicit instructions for organizing the output. So I want this in a table. I want this in headline, subline, subline, subline. I want this in headline, subline, headline, subline, headline, subline. So this is the kind of output I want. I tell that to the AI. The AI generates output like that for me. There are a few different kinds of prompts. Okay, not all prompts are similar. One is zero shot prompt, where you tell the AI that you don't have idea, and you just tell it one thing and you tell it to come up with whatever it can. Okay, what is the capital of Canada? You just randomly ask it. There's no background, no context to give here. It's not even essential. Okay, simple question, one shot. Sorry, zero shot. Zero shot means no other context, no other background, no other conditions that are given. You just ask a simple thing and you expect the AI to give you something back. Then is a one-shot prompt where you tell it one condition. Okay? So I want you to solve this equation and I want you to give the answer to me in this way. I want you to give it to me in given, question, and answer. Three things. Given, I want you to write the statement. In question, I want you to summarize the question like this, and in answer, I want you to give you this. Okay, so this is one shot prompt. I'm giving him, giving the AI some condition of the format I need it in. Then a few short prompts. It is similar to one shot, but it provides multiple examples to help the AI model better understand the desired output. This allows the model to generalize the task more effectively. If you find you aren't getting great results from one shot prompt, turning it into a few short prompt with more examples can help you get your outputs the way you want them. Okay? So you ask the AI, ki, I want this, but see, these are the examples. Example 1, example 2, example 3. Okay. I want taglines for a brand that is a hotel, and I want the taglines in this format, 5 words. Example 1, I'll give it one tagline. Example 2, I'll give it another tagline. Example 3, I'll give it another tagline that we had prepared before. And I'll tell it, hey, these are the examples, generate something similar. Okay, few shots. And then there's a chain of thought prompt, okay, which is just like a series of connected questions. Okay, what is photosynthesis? Why is this process important? This process, I'm not mentioning photosynthesis again. Okay, this process. I can ask another question followed by that. The AI remembers the context. In terms of brands, what we do is we tell them, okay, this is the brand literature. Okay. This is the brochure content we had written, which includes all of these things. When the brand was launched, who are its founders, what are its USPs? Keep all of this in mind. And then now you write a content for a hoarding for me. Now you write content for Google ad for me, okay, in this format. So for a brand, we can give an AI all the things to help it generate content. So give it all the context, all the background, all the information that you have for a particular brand. Okay? It's very useful. So it's not like it's writing out of the blue, it's writing from the context you give. If it's a hotel brand, it's uh, catering, I mean, it's tweaking its content for a hotel brand. If it's a toy brand, it's tweaking its content for a toy brand. It really helps. So what can help you like write some good prompts? You have to be very clear. Okay. Using ambiguous or unclear phrasing is not going to help you at all. So remember, you're feeding instructions to an incredibly complex algorithm. So give it clear context, give it proper instructions, because it can do millions of things, but you want it to do one for you. When I'm writing prompts, I find that specifying the formatting and the length of the desired output is particularly helpful. It's also beneficial to connect the main topic of the desired output to some additional context. Provide examples in your prompts. Okay. Look at these two. Write me 10 tweets about how important distribution is to content marketing success. Okay. Instead of that, if you could write something like the same statement followed by most unknown, underrated, yet great creators aren't structured. This is a format. Okay. This is the kind of tweet I want. So I'm giving it an example and I'm bound to get better results because this is something I like and I expect to get something I like. Focus on what you want it to do. Don't focus on things you don't want it to do. Don't tell it, okay, give me this, but don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Just ask it to do what you want. Okay, if you wanted to write 5 promotional emails for a new ebook on ABM, okay, give it things like tone, or the kind of word limit you have. Okay, using direct response, best practices, write me 5 promotional emails for an ebook on ABM tactics. Let it do its work. Okay. Don't be overtly promotional is not required here. Let's just let it give you its responses first. Okay, there's no need to add all the conditions beforehand. And always, always check on the output. These AI tools are notorious for giving you facts, statistics, and figures that are not true. Okay. So if you want to quote statistics, research papers, facts, figures, anything else, please make sure you double check. Because if you write something that is not verifiable, that is not true, and it goes out in the public domain, okay, you are responsible as a content writer, and it is you who will be fired. So if AI is saying that 47% of CEOs are saying this, it may not be true. Okay, go on Google, type in the numbers, look at the research papers from high authority sources, look at the numbers you want. And if you get it from some good source, use that. Don't depend on AI for statistically correct outputs. Again, see, there are a few things you can keep in mind. So if you use ChatGPT, don't trust it a lot for numbers. But if you use Microsoft Copilot in a mode that says precise, what it does, it makes sure it does not fluff anything, and it gives you output directly from different websites. If you're using the creative mode in Microsoft Copilot, it works just like ChatGPT. So you can play with different AIs, see what works for you, see if it is going to give you correct facts and figures. But for now, my only tip is just double check, double check, double check. Okay. And that brings us almost to the end of this session. There's just one last thing. Okay. I want to give you the most important tip for content writing, and it is guaranteed to work. Okay. I want to leave you with this tip today. And it's very simple. Read. Read everything you can. Okay. Go to a doctor's office. Okay. If you've ever gone to a doctor's clinic, you see those magazines lying about. Pick them up, read them. Look at your SMSs that banks are sending you, that brands are sending you. Just analyze them. Read the hoardings that you see when you stop at traffic signals. Read novels, read blogs, read news, read anything that interests you. Why? Because if you read, it improves your language. And if you improve your language, you are able to write better. Okay. So the more you read, the better content writer you can be. That's all from my side. Thank you. I hope you had a good session today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Open for
sir.
any doubts?
Thank thank you.
I really hope you enjoyed and learned a lot of things. Doubts, anyone? No? Okay, let's end this session then. It was wonderful to spend time with you today. It was lovely, and I hope some of you get into the content writing career. And if you ever need my help, I'll be always happy to help you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.